mixed doubles final? Well, we're about to find out because the players are making their way towards the court. There's the English pair. First meeting between these two pairs. Ties are ranked well ahead of their English opponents today.
Your choice, red or black?
16 in the world.
Black for you.
Tie pair.
Red.
Hemming and Van Leeuwen down at 31.
Receive.
So let's give you a bit more information then about this quartet, starting with the English pair. There's Callum Hemming, 26 now. That 28 ranking was just in April of this year. It's actually born in Milton Keynes, Callum Hemming, which is in kind of the middle of England. It's where England Badminton has its headquarters. It's coincidental. And still Van Leeuwen, his partner. They lost in the first round of the US Open last week, so done a lot better this season. Quarter-finalists in the European Championships and round of 16 at the Malaysia Open. Taken to 3 games twice, including by Liam Wu yesterday in the quarter-final. But they came through in the end. This will be a much tougher test, though, on paper at least, against the talented Thai pair of Oupthong and Sudjaipraparat. 25 Oupthong. That 15 ranking was just in May, a couple of months ago. On their first World Tour title a year ago, it was a Super 100 event in Chinese Taipei. And with Sudjaipraparat, got to semi-finals of the Orléans Masters in March, and then got to the final last weekend in Iowa, USA. They lost to Danish pair in that final. And again, it's been, well, not exactly plain sailing for them. A couple of 3-game affairs, including in the quarter-final yesterday. All Chinese Taipei opponents, interestingly enough. Jakob Sindberg's in the chair for this one. And there is Trish Gubb of New Zealand, who is the service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Janisha Sudjaipraparat and Ratanapak Oupthong, Thailand. And on my left, Estelle van Leeuwen and Callum Hemming, England. Janisha Sudjaipraparat to serve to Callum Hemming. Love all. Play.
Here we go then. Second of the mixed doubles semi-finals. Thais will start relatively heavy favourites here, you'd say. But because they've never met before, there's no baggage, so to speak. I think the English pair will come in with a reasonable amount of confidence.
Love. Service over. 1-2.
Hemming is 6 years Van Leeuwen senior, whereas Oupthong and Sudjaipraparat similar ages. Just a year older, Sudjaipraparat.
2-all.
Well, that's good pressure from the English pair. Settled down now, having lost the opening couple of points. Excellent predatory instincts at the net from Van Leeuwen. And again, didn't have to do too much with that because partner had rather set up the point. It's been a good start. 5 points in a row now for the English pair. Well, it did come off the net, but I don't think there was too much luck involved in that.
Service over. 3-6. Service over. 7.
Couple of nervy net shots from Sudjaipraparat in the early stages here, and they've been playing for 5 minutes.
Service over. 5-7.
Well, that's well played by both the in the English pair there. Excellent defence. And they had to soak up the pressure they did, and in the end, force the error. We'll be pretty pleased with this start against the world ranked number 16 pair in the world. Well, nearly a communication mix-up there between Henning and Van Leeuwen. Got away with it. And that just drops wide off the tape. So this is a handy little lead for these two. Well, stout defending, and then the winner from Hemming was brilliant.
10-5.
They have been very resilient so far, English pair. May just have surprised Oupthong and Sudjaipraparat a little bit. Reached for it, but couldn't control it.
6-10.
Good results as a junior, Callum Hemming, in European Championship events. He's won 4 international mixed doubles titles, 4 of them with his current partner. Just missed the sideline, Van Leeuwen.
Ten. Nine, 10.
Well, 3 or 4 points on the spin in a matter of moments. It's given the scoreboard far less of a lopsided look.
Well.
Again, good thinking with the serve, the flicker, and they're on terms. Final point before the mid-game interval. Well, having led for so much of that first game, in the end, Henning and Van Leeuwen go to the mid-game break behind. 11-10. The tie's in front.
Seconds. Eleven, 10. Play. 10. What's on the back? Service over.
Excellent play from Van Leeuwen. They needed something
11-12.
because they were starting to just bleed points, really. One stage, they led 10-5.
Service over. 13-11.
Van Leeuwen did well to get back into position there, but she couldn't do anything with that. And all of a sudden, the Thais have got a bit of daylight here on the scoreboard. Oh, she had a chance there. I think she was just had one eye on Callum Hemming to see where he was. And because of that, wasn't concentrating fully on the shot and rather just duffed it, to be honest. You see, a bit like when a golfer has a little chip shot and they just don't follow through, they quit on it. That's what she did. Oh, that's a great shot. Well, an unorthodox rally to say the least. Not that Oupthong and Sudjaipraparat will care.
15-12. Service over. 13-15.
Just long.
Service over. 16-13.
So are the Thais closing in here on this opening game? after a, well, particularly unconvincing start. They look the more solid pair now. Flicker again from Sudjaipraparat. Well, that was a
18,
very difficult
13.
shot that Hemming attempted there. And back cross court. The errors starting to creep in here, so the tie is just a couple of points away from putting this first game to bed. Ooh, mistake, unexpected one. Sudjaipraparat, normally so dependable at the net.
14-19. Oh. 15-19. Get ready.
So, 5 game points for Oupthong Sudjaipraparat. And into the net from Van Leeuwen, and that seals the deal. So the number 2 seeds take the opener relatively comfortably in the end after a sticky start, 21-15.
Seconds. 20 seconds. Second game. Level. Play. Oh. Service over. 1 love. love.
I wonder whether the English pair can find a greater level of consistency in this second game. They're going to have to, you feel. Nice angle from Callum Hemming. Well, just the start that the English pair would have wanted here, off to a bit of a flyer after a few uncharacteristic tie errors. Well, they were ahead in the early stages of the first game, Hemming and Van Leeuwen. Didn't do them any good in the end.
Service over. 1-4. Service fault goal, too high. Service over, 5-1.
Well,
service over.
It's contagious, obviously. These service faults, that's 3 in a row. Well, that was a glorious chance spurned by Oupthong. He really should have made that from that range.
2.
That's a bad miss. Hand of apology to his partner.
Service over, 3-6.
Hammered that.
4-6. Service over. 7-5.
Clash of rackets between Oupthong and Sudjaipraparat. That was much more authoritative, though.
6.
She's won a couple of minor women's doubles titles, actually, Sudjaipraparat. Oh, nicely angled down. Did very well to anticipate that. Estelle van Leeuwen got across. And once she got there, it was a relatively straightforward shot to execute. That might have been heading out, you know, but Hemming decided he had to play it, and in the end, it ended up setting it up for a very easy put away for Oupthong.
Service over. 10-7. Service over.
Just keeping themselves in range at the moment, the Thai pair.
Nine, 10.
Shades of the first game, really, where the English pair were ahead until I think it was probably the rally just before the mid-game break, and then it was pretty one-sided in the Thai pair's favour after that. Hemming and van Leeuwen will want to avoid that again, but the Thais are on terms now.
10-all.
That'll work for the Thai pair. They're ahead, albeit narrowly, at the mid-game break. And, of course, they lead by a game to none.
Also outside, there will be an air badminton court to celebrate altogether the World Badminton Day. Everyone is welcome to try it out. Et à l'extérieur, il y aura un cours de badminton pour célébrer la journée mondiale du badminton. Tout le monde est bienvenu.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Coach, return to your chair. Players on court. Utsanapak, ready? Eleven, 10. Play.
Hit the net post, that one.
Callum,
from van Leeuwen.
could you help me just take that little string off the net? It came up. Thank you.
just non-stop, unrelenting pressure from the ties. And just at the moment, Hemming and Van Leeuwen finding it difficult to cope. It's one of the longer rallies, actually. Landed on the line.
14-10.
Good defence from Sudjaipraparat. What about that? That's turning defence into attack. Wonderful racket control from the tie. Got to be the longest rally of the match, this by a distance. And that's going to fall on the line. They are challenging the English pair. I'm not sure it was right out of the centre of Sudjaipraparat's racket, but she won't care about that if the original decision is upheld here. That's going to get overturned. Good challenge.
Correction, out. Service over. 11-15. Play.
Defence from the English pair to 5 that, but into the net goes Van Leeuwen.
16-11.
Oh, got that all wrong. Right shot. I think the disguise from the back of the court was certainly on, but
12-16.
didn't get it right at all. That was perfect.
Service over. 17-12.
Big misjudgment there. That was in by quite a large margin. So just 3 points away from completing the victory, those two.
Service over. 13-18.
Well, they're keeping the number 2 seeds honest at the moment. Hemming and Van Leeuwen. Solid leave, and it's more than a glimmer now for the English pair. It's a good little mini fight back.
Service over.
That error, though, might be costly.
19-16.
18-12 at one point. They fought back well, but still just a couple of points away, the ties. And here are match points, 4 of them for Oupthong and Sudjaipraparat.
Match point 16.
Well, they were behind early in both games, but in the end, they've come through comfortably. It's going to be a good mixed doubles final tomorrow, you would think. 21-16 in that second game. They had their moments, Hemming and Van Leeuwen, but just not consistent enough, really. I think that would be the main criticism. And that was the final point, with Hemming on the stretch, unable to get there to do anything about it.
Match won by
and a straight game success for Sudjaipraparat Oupthong and Sudjaipraparat. So they win 21-15, 21-16 in 41 minutes on court. Well, that's the end of our first session, but plenty more to come in our second. We've got both the women's doubles semi-finals and both the women's singles, including Schultz versus Wynn, and then the main attraction, Michelle Lee, 4-time winner of this Canada Open, up against the young Chinese Suizu. We'll be back with you in exactly 3/4 of an hour at 4:30 local time. Until then, we'll leave you with some images of what we've seen already today. Bye for now.